to listen to us. Listen to yourself.
And President Donald Trump's son, Don Jr.
When did we have a strong economy? And I don't think anyone with a straight face can say right now. And the reality, when you look at it, it's not even voting for my father. Look at the team that's now surrounding him.
Tap into the award-winning and nationally recognized 1017 The Truth by downloading the Truth app and streaming us live at 1017 The Truth on YouTube. Milwaukee Black Talk.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
Nathan has taught me to embrace the moment. Age-wise, I'm in my late 60s. I'm old enough to be his grandfather. Will he be embarrassed to acknowledge me as his dad? I think the most important thing we can do is let them know that they're safe, that they're valued and cared for and loved, and that they're important.
I knew I wanted to be adopted by him because of how he taught me to be the person who I am today. And it's coming from a dad that didn't expect to become a dad. And I feel very proud to be his son.
That was what he needed, and he was what I needed. Every day is full of new opportunities. That's what it's been about, realizing the simple things that it takes to make such a huge difference in these kids' lives.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care at adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The Wisconsin Supreme Court has invalidated the state's 1849 abortion law. The ruling handed down by the court this morning affirms a lower court's previous decision which had overturned the 176-year-old law. Attorney General Josh Kaul says the ruling represents a historic moment for the state.
Today's ruling marks a major victory for reproductive freedom following the uncertainty and harm to women's health that have resulted from the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
A Dane County Circuit Court judge had ruled in 2023 that the law did not apply to voluntary abortions. One Milwaukee public school is cleared of lead dust, while one more just needs a health department inspection. Westside Academy's lead dust remediation is finally complete, and students will be able to return to the building this fall. MPS expects the Milwaukee Health Department to inspect Brown Street Academy next Monday. Currently, 14 more MPS schools are undergoing lead dust remediation to be finished by August 25th. The remaining 29 schools are scheduled to be cleared of lead dust by the start of the school year on September 2nd. A nationwide theft ring targeting luxury cars connected to Kenosha County has been busted. The sheriff's office says high-end vehicles were being targeted and stolen from residences from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport using professional-grade scanning devices and cloning tools. The proceeds were then being funneled into phony LLCs before being used to purchase real estate, which was ultimately sold to launder the money. The investigation has led to 23 federal indictments. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Open Line Wednesday. If you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you're not afraid to get hollered at or holler at me, give me a call. Like this. See this? This is not the flag. We now have a task force, another task force, to look at the Milwaukee City flag. Here's what I say. Okay, now we're done. That's what I think about that garbage flag. So, moving on. This is like an outspoken Wednesday because it's open line. So if you have a question, a comment, a statement, within reason, now if you start talking nonsense, I'm going to have to throw nonsense back at you. But things that are on your mind. Things you want to talk about, things you want to discuss, things you want to look at. Like Milwaukee, the media, all that. So what's the number one story in the news today? Anybody? What's like the number one story in the news? Diddy. Diddy is the number one story in the news. Let me show you. Now, I'm going to just tell you now, this is a show that's going to probably sound racist. But you know what they say when you say probably, it is. I get it. I'm biased. I admit it. I'm a hypocrite. I admit it. I've lied before. I admit it. I've told the truth before. I admit it. And I keep getting told I'm intelligent and I'm smarter than most people. I don't buy it, but hey, take it whichever way you can, right? So, I went to TMJ4, WISN.com, Fox6Now.com, and CBS 58, and JS Online. Guess what the top story was? Wisconsin Supreme Court. Already in the YouTube chat, no Diddy, please. Not your show, not your problem. Sorry, Curly Q. But my point is this. When he was accused, y'all treated him the same way y'all treated, what was that guy's name, Jermaine Jones, the one that is accused, that got charged with shooting the police officer? Name and picture everywhere. Released his name because of high profile. Cop killer versus Diddy on trial for what? 5-6 counts. Federal felonies. Blew it up. Heard about it every single day. We got reporters there. This is what they said. This is what they didn't say. This is what's going to happen. This is what might not happen. On and on and on and on and on and on and on about Diddy. Every single day. Here's the trial. 3 weeks in the trial. We're going to go this. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this. Will it get away with this? Oh, my God, look at the video. Look at this. Look at that. So you took a guy's life who's 55 and compressed it all into the last few years of his life and said, that's what represents him. The last thing he did bad. I'm not for or against Diddy. I don't care. I wasn't prosecuted. Thank God. So, and has everybody done something that they can be prosecuted for? Absolutely. There's not a person alive that hasn't done something that they don't have to be prosecuted for, be it a simple moving violation, driving violation, registration violation on their car, up through to and including homicide. And for all the religious Christian folks and Islamic folks, no sin is bigger than the other, so boop, gotcha. But here's the bottom line. Nobody talked about Diddy. It came, boop, and it went. Here's the problem with that. When the outcome wasn't the outcome that you thought it was, and this is based on my training and experience, when the outcome wasn't what you thought it wasn't that big of a deal anymore. If I could trash Diddy all over the country, trash him all over the world, social media, news, everywhere, then it was worth it. But because he was only found guilty of the 2, quote unquote, lesser charges, and it wasn't conspiracy, because, all black people are just, they get together and they're just, when we're criminals, we're the smartest people in the world. And when we go to an Ivy League school, we get in by DEI. Which one is it? And now what did the media do? Nothing. Oh, Supreme Court and abortion, 176-year, we changed. And then somebody said, in the opinion, well, yeah, we may as well have changed it because they've got enough legislation in place that puts a curtail on abortion and puts it in a reasonable space where if this happens or that happens, you have an option and all that. The other option is to not do it, just like there's an option to do it. So either way. I look for Diddy, nothing. I search the Root, Blavity, the Griot, national news, all over the place. All over the place. Last update was 28 minutes ago. That kind. And now we're waiting to see whether or not the judge is going to let Diddy go pending sentencing. Oh, and the charges they found him guilty on? Have you ever been to a fraternity party or a convention? Dude, they follow people around. Oh, I'm sorry. And sorority convention too? Them dancing bulky guys with muscles and baby oil follow them women around just like the women follow the men around. So quit tripping. Bottom line, it didn't work out the way that they thought it would work out, so now they don't want to talk about it. And that's the problem with the media. Unless you can bash a black man in public and smash him all over the media, if you can't, you don't mention it at all. They don't talk about the positive things. We just had the Alpha Botillion. Was it on the news anywhere? The Kappa League supports kids. Was it on the news anywhere? Omega Psi-Phi, who does their toy giveaway this fall, their books giveaway this fall, the Shriners. You ever see it on TV? Nope. Why? Because nobody was shooting. Nobody was killing anybody. Phi Beta Sigma, Iota Phi Theta, all the sorority, all the work they do. Prince Hall, all the work in the community. NAACP, Urban League. You only show that because what? White benefactors are there. But then somebody's not found guilty of something you think they should be found guilty of because you've already decided ahead of time that this person is guilty and they're not found guilty. They're found guilty of some lesser charge of, hey, you wanted to have a party and you told some people to come over here and you took them there. That means you gave them a ride to the party where sex was going on versus them getting themselves there. Therefore, you created prostitution, took people about. Okay, you got them. Is that worth going to prison for? Probably not. But I don't care because it's not me. Thank God it's not me. But look at the media. They give two hoots about a black man that's not going to jail. But let a black man in Milwaukee do something wrong. Y'all went after Mayor Pratt for paying a gas bill or electric bill late. Well, that reflects your character. No, it doesn't. It reflects cash flow. And when it's wintertime and nobody gonna cut it off, a lot of people don't pay their bill until they have to. But see, when you have enough money, you don't really worry about that. You pay it when you pay it. Oh my God, you're gonna have bad credit. Don't need it, got cash. That's what some people say. But for some reason, we have this thing in our brain that when it's a black person doing it, it's the worst thing in the world. How many billionaires don't pay their electric bill or gas bill until they get a disconnection notice? How many people that have enough money where they don't even know who pays it? It just gets paid. And so we want to live in an America where we have a constitution. We want to live in an America where we're able to do all these things and have all these great things, but then we want to take money. Sidebar. We complain about big business and billionaires who built big business. The problem is half of the people that generate 50% of gross domestic product in America are what? Small businesses. Half. The rest are like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 large companies, public companies, trillion-dollar companies. The problem is the 50% that does business, you know where they get their money from? Business to business with the billionaire big companies. If you shut them down and take their money, guess who they're not going to pay? The half of American business that hires people called small businesses. And you'll create a cascade, an avalanche of unemployment by making large companies pay more. You see, when they make money, poor people make money. But we don't think about that. We just tie it into ourselves or the organization they represent, sort of like the media. If it doesn't come out the way we want it to come out, nope. And you missed the point, Dimitri. Billionaires don't pay their electric bill because, you understand what I was saying? They don't pay their electric bill because somebody else pays their bills. They hire people to do their work for them, have a home office and family office and all that stuff. But I digress. You've had perfect examples of how the media bias, not a liberal or conservative, but a liberal bias. Dimitri, why is it worse that somebody else does something for you? The fact that you hired somebody else and gave them money in a business and they can take care of their family by doing something for you. Why is it so bad that people are successful and make money? We're going to talk about that after the break. What is Milwaukee media doing? You had a headline about one person shot, one person injured on Hampton. Where's the Diddy story? He got off. Where's the Diddy story? No, we're not going to show it. And I mean nowhere. Now, I'm sure they'll update it between now and tonight and have an update when it breaks as to whether or not he's going to be able to go home in between now and sentencing. Dimitri said it's not because of their responsibility, it just adds to privilege. Who are you to challenge somebody else's privilege that they can do something you can't? You know how much privilege I have? Quit tripping and acting like privilege is only in the white community. You need to stop. Stop. Me being on 101.7 The Truth is privilege. It's evidence of privilege. You're not. I am. I was chosen. You weren't. Is that privilege? I'm privileged to talk to fans of 101.7 The Truth. That's all. Anyway, I'll argue with you after. I'm on this media thing. It's terrible. Oh, it doesn't affect me, so, you know. We thought we had him locked up, but we didn't, so. We thought he was going to go. And then watch people stand up, and if he gets probation, talk about the travesty it is when the white girl in California stabbed somebody 21 times, killed him, and said she was high from marijuana. And she got off. Got probation. Matter of fact, did they even charge her? Doesn't matter. She didn't go to prison. But let a black guy or black girl say, hey, I got high, there was something in the weed. Okay, is weed legal or illegal? I'm just saying. I got to say it. And I thought I'd never say it. Bottom line, in Milwaukee media is trash.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth, on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Summerfest is back, and the award-winning 101.7 The Truth has got you covered. With free tickets, Truth Nation, to the world's largest outdoor festival. Tune into The Truth all week and listen for your cue to call and a chance to win an 18-pack of tickets to Summerfest.
Benjamin, I know you lying.
No, Juice, you heard that right. It's an 18-pack of tickets so your friends and family can enjoy Summerfest on us. So stay tapped into The Truth so you do not miss your chance to enjoy the biggest party on the lakefront. Summerfest is presented by our founding partner, American Family Insurance.
Strong moms build strong families. Outreach is Healthy Starts, Healthy Hearts empowers parents with tools for healthy pregnancies, heart smart habits, and thriving kids. Join us on Thursday, July 31st from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. to learn about prenatal care, well child visits, and more. The event is free at our Capitol Drive location and open to all families. Call 414-727-6320 to register today. That's 414-727-6320. Outreach. Healthcare with heart.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, July 10th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Northcott Neighborhood House, located at 2460 North 6th Street, and at Garden Homes Park, located at 2600 West Atkinson Avenue. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last, and the chance to make your next career move. Your success matters, and we are here for it. Brought to you by Council members Andrea Pratt and Malele A. Coggs. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Maximus, and Amplifier.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon, wearing that Philadelphia 76ers. Man, get out of here. Beat it. 833, I'm just teasing Benjamin. 833-212-1017 is the number. Playing slow music. After I was all up and mad and messing up my mojo. Messing up my flow. But in all seriousness, we're just goofing around. Dimitri said, you don't have no privilege, so what? Who says I wanted to be on a radio show? That's you, brother. Oh, we ain't brothers. Don't get that twisted. Don't use that. No, don't be trying to use that. Dr. Harris, we're talking about mass-scale privilege here. Like what? What are you even talking about? Mass-scale privilege. You don't think black people have privilege? You constantly compare yourself to white people that you think you don't have what they have? That some of us can't do what they do? Like, what is that? I've never seen. Yes, I have. I don't understand why people have a negative self-image and constantly compare themselves to other people who don't compare themselves to you. In the time that you complain, you could be working towards getting it. I don't care about somebody else's privilege. I have privilege they don't have. But what do you talk about mass-scale privilege? What is that even? You don't have other people paying your bills for you. You missed the point. I'm not talking about somebody else using their money to pay your bills. I'm talking about you using your money to pay somebody else to use your money to pay your bills. You know, all those people that put their bills on auto pay, they're paying somebody. Anyway. Oh, yes, we are. You may not want to admit it, but we are. We just don't see eye to eye. I don't understand what you're talking about. What am I talking about, Dimitri? If that's how you see yourself, that's fine. Number one. Number two, nobody should see eye to eye. You should always have a difference of opinion and be able to argue your side. You ain't got to agree. Am I supposed to use the word ain't? Anyway. 833-212-1017 is the number. What's on your mind? Hey, Truth Nation, violence is a problem that affects us all, but together we can make a difference. The award-winning 1017 The Truth wants to ignite positive change and bring awareness to the senseless violence we talk about that's going on in our community. That's why we're hosting our third annual Truth Walk Against Violence, led by Tori Lowe, this Saturday, next Saturday, Saturday after next, July 12th, from Victory Over Violence Park down MLK Drive right to our studio at the 3rd Street Market Hall. Over the next month, Tori Lowe will be speaking with politicians and community leaders about how we can better provide resources to stop the use and the rise of violence. If you want to join the fight to stop violence, go to truthwalkagainstviolence.com. That's truthwalkagainstviolence.com right now. Sign up for our Walk Against Violence supported by 1MKE. That's on Saturday, July 12th, 9 a.m. till noon. So there you go. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, in breaking news from CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, and BBC, the judge denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs. Personally, I think it was ridiculous that he denied bail. You let that crazy dude who stole all that money and lied to everybody and stole hundreds of millions of dollars out on bail. So I don't really get it. But I guess you got to, well, wait a minute. Did he have any priors? I don't know. So, yeah. Anyway. Dimitri said, you can use the word ain't all you want, just like I use a double negative in one of my comments. Oh, thank you for giving me permission. Appreciate it. It was a rhetorical statement. You know what that means? Anyway. Yes, it's just Wednesday. It's hump day. Just got to get through the day. You knew they wasn't going to let him out of jail. They should have let him out of jail. They weren't going to let him out of jail. He might run. Jeffrey Epstein. Oh, we'll let you out of jail. Yeah, we know you were having sex with kids. Girls, boys. Yeah, we'll just pretend. I know you got your own island you can go to and disappear. Dude got more money, well, technically had more money than God. And then what's his name? The movie producer that got off? Oh, what's technicality? We're going to throw his conviction out. Amazing how that happens. Because some prosecutor didn't dot every I and cross every T. But with Diddy, oh my gosh. We're going to double check the paperwork 9 times. We're going to send it to 15 different independent people. We're going to go through every single thing. Got to make sure we get him. Because we know everybody that gets arrested is guilty, right? No. Getting arrested means somebody else said you did something. That's it. And the police believe they got enough probable cause to make an arrest. Many times those arrests get thrown out. Many times those arrests don't get prosecuted. And you never hear about it. But yet people still think that's terrible, that a person got off. Well, maybe they actually didn't do it. So then I hear on the news this morning about Diddy. Whoa. They didn't find him innocent. They found him not guilty. Like, what kind of idiocy? You're literally splitting hairs to make sure you make it sound like he was guilty. And he was found not guilty of very particular things. Not everything. So the flip side, you have to look at it as some black people commit crimes. Some black people need to be in jail. Not everybody that's black went to jail or got arrested because they're black. They committed a crime. And if they're found guilty by a jury of their peers, they should go to jail or go to prison if convicted. That's just how life is. But when you racialize that part of it, that's a problem. Now, I'm pretty sure the reason why they kept Diddy in jail is because other people were complaining that other people were harassing them on his behalf to change their testimony. So in that instance, I understand completely why. Yes, I'm back in the middle. I usually remain in the middle. But the bottom line is, in the end, will justice be served? Because here's the idiocy. The people that are suing him, you're not going to get any real money. You're not. His money is tied up. It's in trusts. Some of it's offshore. You're not getting a hold of his money. You'll get a hold of some of it, but not all of it. Do you really want it to go to court? In civil court, where if it looks like he didn't do it, he didn't do it. There's no jury of your peers. There's no beyond a reasonable doubt. It's just 51%. Looks like you did it, you did it. And if 51% looks like you didn't do it, you didn't. One piece of doubt, poof, it's over. And Dimitri is telling me something I don't know, right? Some people were wrongly convicted of crimes, though that is a small percentage, a significantly small percentage, and they were exonerated through DNA testing. Some of them, some people just came forward and said, hey, I lied. You got to get rid of the political shenanigans and the race shenanigans and look at things with fresh eyes. Recognize when you're raised. And by the way, if you have a call, 833-212-1017 is the number. When you look at things, you have to recognize the lens that you're looking through is just that. It's rose-colored glasses, and you might have some tint in there that makes you miss some of the information you're looking at. Helps you process it incorrectly. Don't do that. Take a step back. Think about how you would feel if Cassie was your daughter. Dimitri say the racial and political aspects won't go away. That's because you won't let it go away. That's because you keep holding on to it. And if that's what you do, that's fine. But then expect the consequences to not be in your favor. And then don't complain about it. You can't scream black boys being locked up, black men are being locked up, black girls are being locked up, but then complain about crime in your city. The only way to get rid of crime is to arrest people and prosecute them and send them to prison. So they remove them from the community so the community can be safe. You can't have that both ways. And it can't be only when it's yours. Does somebody need to have justice? Otherwise, nobody else gets justice. Nah, that's not how it works. Because your son or daughter or husband or wife or whatever wasn't the victim, then you don't really care. You see, crime is a one-off. When your neighbor has their stuff broken into and you didn't, that's a one-off. When the shooting happens around the corner but not in front of your house, that's a one-off. If you live in the city of Milwaukee and you're in Whitefish Bay and there's a shooting here and not there, that's a one-off. that means it can happen to you too. It can happen to you too. No day is promised, and time ain't waiting for you. So you can do what you do and complain, but if you're not doing anything to change it, it's on you. If you're not doing anything to change yourself, it's your fault. Because other people have done things to me that was negative, and what did I do? I moved around. I repositioned myself and got around it. No, everybody can't do it. But the bottom line is, you got to try. And just like Dimitri, I totally agree. If the person did the crime, they should do the time to make the community safer. But there are people who get jammed up in the system. And it's not perfect. People like who? See, here's the problem with that. That statement has to go for everybody or nobody. It either has to work for all the people in the system, regardless of race, gender, politics, religion, or it works for nobody. That's the problem. We only want it to work the way we think it should work. But I guarantee you, there are studies that have shown that when people sit through their own trial from beginning to end and they're found guilty, and then you ask them, do you believe you got a fair trial? 9 times out of 10, you know what they answer? Yes. They heard the arguments. They heard the thing. Was Diddy mad? Was he upset? He was thankful. And he was convicted. And he was still thankful. Why? Because he sat through the whole trial. He listened to everything. And he believes they did a fair assessment. He got off on the more serious things. They piled on. Somebody said, look at racial disparities in jails and prisons. Stop committing crimes. So you can't look at it from one side and then pretend like the other side's not there. The majority of people that are in jails and prisons committed crimes. And if you want to say that, sounds kind of selfish to me. What about the victims? What about the racial disparity of victims that don't get justice? What about them? What about the son or daughter, the rape victim, the homicide victim that doesn't get justice because you're only looking at it from a racial disparity? Is there an actual racial disparity in crime? Think about what you're saying. There's a racial disparity. We should even it out. If it's only 14% black, then we should only have 14% of black people in jail who commit crimes? Like, huh? Makes no sense. So when you use disparity, especially when it comes to crime, makes no sense. When you have access to what? Decision-making that helps you not commit a crime. And I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about that majority that have sense and learned right from wrong and decided to do wrong. There's no racial disparity. Matter of fact, it should go out the window when it comes to crime. You know why? Because the victim is usually the same race. That should cancel that. I mean, would you complain if white people was killing black people? Oh, there's a disparity. We need more black people killing black people. We need more black people killing black people. Yeah. Look, there's a disparity. So then how do you fix the disparity? 833-212-1017. How do you fix disparities? I looked here and I found out that person makes more money than me. Is that a disparity? No, it's only a disparity if it's a white person. What about the black person that makes more money than you? Is it a disparity? Then it switches over to men and women. Well, it's a man versus a woman. Oh my gosh. And if you call, by the way, make sure you hang on because we got to do traffic and all that. The victims deserve all the justice in the world. Come on, Dr. Harris, there are racial disparities. The system is flawed. Of course there are racial disparity and it's flawed. But you keep talking about racial. Give me your definition of a racial disparity. Don't give me an example. Give me a definition. What do you mean by racial disparity? Give me a clear-cut definition, because most people can't. They just show you, see, look, there's a disparity. They have more than you do. It's more of them. Yeah, we don't really care. There's more white home ownership because there's more white people, and more white people went to school than black people, and more white people went to school and make more money than black. Like, what? But if you look at the black community, what? There's a disparity. Why? Those people that are, middle class and upper middle class have bigger houses, make more money, go on vacation more, spend more, have more credit worthiness, more cash in the bank, more investment, more retirement, and drive a better car than you. Is that a disparity? Yes. So we only talk disparity when we compare ourselves to somebody who literally started on a 50, watch this, on a 100-yard race, right? They started at 99, you started at negative 2,000. You're never going to fix that. But the easy way to fix it is to simply not look at it and just do you. I guarantee you'll be significantly further than you thought. You think I thought I would be here? You think I thought I would have a PhD? I just went, well, okay, I'm going to do it. I finished my bachelor's degree. I didn't have nothing to do, so I went and got a master's. Then I thought I was done. Then the opportunity presented itself, and I went, if I don't do it, I'll never know. I'd rather have done it and failed or done it and been successful than have not done it and be sitting here right now hoping and wishing, I wonder if I could have finished. With a dropout rate of slightly less than 50% for people who even go pursue masters and PhDs. Think about that. Disparity, schmarity. And now with 101.7 The Truth traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Southbound on 43, we got some backups from Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. You're back on the brakes from just north of Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge down to the KK River. On the northbound side, we got backups from just before Fond du Lac all the way up past Hampton. And then we got southbound 41, very heavy from before Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Isolated showers or storms, partly cloudy, a low of 67. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, warm with a slight chance of thunderstorms, a high of 83 at the lake, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Need to look your best for a special occasion? You need the $100 hookup. This incredible deal includes a marvelous suit, shirt, and tie, all for $100. Only at Nick Cavani's, home of the $100 hookup. And that isn't limited to some standard stock suit. You'll be pleased by the top quality and variety of fashion offered at Nick Cavani's. No matter the occasion, maybe you're just ready for a fresh, new stylish look. Get hooked up today at Nick Cavani's in Mayfair Mall and at nickcavani's.com.
Being a caregiver for a family member can be very rewarding. It can be very challenging, too. Besides taking a physical and emotional toll, it can also take a real financial toll, especially if you're paying for home safety upgrades, covering medical expenses, cutting back on hours at your job, or having to leave your job altogether. In some states and in certain situations, you may be eligible to get paid for the care you provide, but finding reliable information about caregiver compensation can be overwhelming and very time-consuming. The AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub can help. It's a free online tool developed with support from United Healthcare, where you can search compensation programs, explore your options, and get answers to frequently asked questions. Find out today if it's possible to be compensated for the time, effort, and care you're providing. Visit paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Counts study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. A busy start to free agency for the Milwaukee Bucks, one that saw them land Miles Turner on a 4-year, $107 million deal, at the same time waiving guard Damian Lillard. WTMJ's Justin Garcia looks at the reshaping Milwaukee has done early in the offseason.
You've seemingly overnight kind of reshaped this team while still having most of your group from last year, but you've gotten younger and more flexible.
The Bucks also sending Pat Connaughton in a trade to the Charlotte Hornets. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers will play a doubleheader in New York against the Mets. Freddie Peralta and Jacob Mizorowski expected to get the starts for the Brew Crew. As it stands coming into today, the Brewers 10 games over 500 and 2.5 back in the NL Central Division. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Got me hot.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with the strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. The Experience Center lets you see, feel, open, close, compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. So stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years, but certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth.
Well, it's me again. Hi, Dr. Ken.
Hello, how are you? I'm fine.
I'm just fine. I'm listening.
Okay.
And I'm glad you're fine.
Okay.
And you said today was pop-off?
Nope.
You said something on that order.
No, I didn't. Somebody else on the YouTube chat said that. I just repeated what they said.
Oh, okay, because I heard you say whatever you want to talk about today.
Right. I didn't say pop off. I just said whatever you want to talk about. What you want to talk about?
You didn't call it pop off, but it's the same thing.
It's not. Friday is pop off.
Yes,
Friday.
it is.
It's not.
Well, it's what you.
I don't care what you say. It's not. You got something to say, or you just gonna argue with me?
Oh, well, no, I'm not going to argue with you. But anyways, you talk about the crime, and you know how I feel about the crime. Because, of course, you know, my incident. But I'm just saying, okay, now, like, when my son was locked up, 22 years, one man, handcuffed, feet cuffed, different prisons, Supermax, maximum.
Right.
So why do we still have so much crime? Since you're locking up people that commit crime.
Well, because new people commit crime.
Yeah, but is it that many?
Yeah, it's that many.
Because, like, if you take a graph and you go to the graph from the years before and you start looking at the crime rising and rising and rising, something we're not doing right, apparently. maybe the fix isn't to jail them all the time. Maybe the fix is to, depending on the type of crime, maybe the fix is to help them, because I know at times when kids when kids didn't get along with parents, the kids didn't get along with parents. They had a school they could put them in. You know what I'm saying? A separate school from regular school.
That's called prison.
It wasn't called prison, but it was just, like the girls had a school they could go to, that they were having problems. And I guess guys could go to cadet school or something, but you had to pay, I guess. But maybe something like that would help get them on the right track. But I think you got to get them real young now.
How about we help parents be better parents so they don't pass down all the bad, negative stuff they learned from their parents to their kids?
It's not. I don't think it's all of that.
I didn't say it was.
Some parents ain't even at home.
I didn't say it was.
Their rent is $1,500 a month.
Okay, you're just adding stuff in.
I know people that pay almost $1,500 a month
that
rent.
makes your argument, but in reality, everybody has a different problem and a different issue that needs to be fixed. And
but you got to make money, so that means you got to go to work.
Let me finish. And part of that,
go ahead.
Part of that is being able to take care of yourself, which means you got to get a decent education and you got to get a decent job. You can complain about it till you're blue in the face, or you can go do it. It's not going to be easy. Nobody ever said life is going to be easy.
No, we know that.
So then what's the problem?
I don't think it is. I think it's something we have to work with.
So let me ask you this question. So let me ask you this question. Why did your son commit a crime when you're his mother and you sound like you're a decent person and did everything right and wrote and your son committed a crime and ended up going to prison for life? Is that your fault?
Actually, he shouldn't have been in there for life because people commit the same kind of crimes.
You can't
but
compare
if you don't
one
have the
person
type of
to
money to get out of it.
You can't compare one person to another person.
Yes, I can.
No, you cannot.
Just because you got money, you can buy your way out.
You're coming up with a reason why you think that happened. And
why it happened with him?
I don't know why it happened.
I know why it happened. He was a grown man. And he thought with something else instead of his brain. That's why it happened. And he didn't talk to me. If he had talked to me, I could have, they get to a point they try to hide everything from mom and dad, too.
Right.
And so had he talked to me, I could have got him school because I sent my son, he went to the Navy. Because, sometimes they be on the wrong side.
Okay.
So I sent him, I had him sign up for the Navy. He went to the Navy.
All right. I don't have time
and then I sent him for, he went to ITT Tech, too.
I don't have time for a long story. I'm not trying to be rude. I know people are going to get mad when I say that, but I got to take a break. But I understand what you're saying.
Oh, yeah, but
he made a decision. He made a decision, and he had to
He made a decision.
Okay.
But I don't like the laws here. I don't like the way they decrepitated our city. I don't like, and Torres going to have his march. And I need to go down there and talk to those people because nobody needs to live in a raggedy city, and that is something that makes people that demolish the image for us too.
All right, I got to go.
He wants to march, but ain't nothing going to be done.
Okay, I got to let her go because she's still talking.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 1017 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
This is your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
Victory Garden Initiative is an 1.5 acre urban farm that sits right in the middle of the Black community on Richards and Concordia. I don't know if you know that Harambe is a food desert. So within its borders, there are no major grocery stores. So people rely on things like dollar store, corner stores, liquor stores to buy food, which is all unhealthy. Everything we grow, and we grow everything, tomatoes to potatoes to carrots to corn to onions to and so on. And everything we grow is free to the community. It started in 2009. They wanted to build a sustainable food production system that was healthy and sustainable. And what that meant was giving people the resources to grow their own food and the skills to make sure that those attempts were successful.
This has been your Planned Parenthood Advocates of Wisconsin Minute.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Oh, now you play slow. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Wednesday afternoon. Lord knows it's hump day. I got to give away some Summerfest stuff. It's a great day for somebody. 833-212-1017 is the number. Before the break, Sandra was going on. Unfortunately, we had to... So let me say. Dimitri say, yes, help parents be better parents. By the way, Dr. Harris, congrats on your success in school. Can't keep running away from inequalities and racism. So what do you do then? Because I keep hearing a lot of platitude. Oh, we gotta fight. Like what? Like nobody has a plan. The only way to fix the inequality when you see and you have the inequality is for you to fix your own. For you to fix yourself. That's the only way you can do it. See any inequality, correct yourself to overcome the inequality. But as a group, I don't think any race or gender or group is going to overcome it altogether. Top 5 at 5 next.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Truth Nation, are you looking for a fun opportunity to showcase your clothing line, restaurant, nonprofit organization, food truck, or small business? Well, look no further than doing it at our Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. We are currently accepting vendor applications for our festival, and you don't want to miss out on this great opportunity to promote your business and be part of all the fun. To be a vendor at Truth Family Fest, visit truthfamilyfest.com and sign up today.
Truth Nation, unfortunately, violence is on the rise in Milwaukee, and this is a problem which impacts us all. Please join me and the Truth team on Saturday, July 12th from 9 a.m. to noon for our 3rd annual Walk Against Violence, supported by 1MKE. Enough is enough. Now it's time to bring an end to senseless violence in our community. To join our Walk Against Violence on Saturday, July 12th, visit truthwalkagainstviolence.com to sign up today.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
There are many times I thought, I can't do this. I mean, what parent isn't worried about? What am I not doing right? What am I not doing enough? And then I realized, wait, that's being a parent.
Don't worry about being perfect. I've had around 3 other mother figures in my life, but only one of them has taught me how a mother loves.
The greatest reward for me is he makes me better every day.
I would tell a family considering adopting a teenager that teenager, whoever it is, needs you, and they need what you have to offer.
Taylor's given me hope. He's our son, and that is what he will always be.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Dad's gonna be far side, good.
What should I do with my dress?
Do little wiggles. The slate's coming in.
What does it feel like when you're down or having a bad day?
It feels sad, like you just don't want to do anything.
All my little emotions in my head is just running crazy. I don't know what to do.
As a teacher or coach, do you ever feel overwhelmed supporting kids' mental health?
I had never experienced players being so down that they can't even participate.
You're just in tears in the huddle. I didn't know what to do.
Teachers need tons of help.
Kids Mental Health Foundation offers educational materials to help guide conversations with our students.
It's so important that we are constantly educating ourselves.
It's the same as the CPR class to me. We're trying to save a life here.
The Kids Mental Health Foundation has free tools and information developed by experts because kids' mental health starts with all of us. Scan the QR code or check out kidsmentalhealthfoundation.org to get started.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. The Wisconsin Supreme Court has invalidated the state's 1849 abortion law. The ruling handed down by the court this morning affirms a lower court's previous decision with which it overturned the 176-year-old law. Attorney General Josh Kaul says the ruling represents a historic moment for the state.
Today's ruling marks a major victory for reproductive freedom following the uncertainty and harm to women's health that have resulted from the overturning of Roe v. Wade.
A Dane County Circuit Court judge had ruled in 2023 that the law did not apply to voluntary abortions. One Milwaukee public school is cleared of lead dust, while one more just needs a health department inspection. Westside Academy's lead dust remediation is finally complete, and students will be able to return to the building this fall. MPS expects the Milwaukee Health Department to inspect Brown Street Academy next Monday. Currently, 14 more MPS schools are undergoing lead dust remediation to be finished by August 25th. The remaining 29 schools are scheduled to be cleared of lead dust by the start of the school year on September 2nd. A nationwide theft ring targeting luxury cars connected to Kenosha County has been busted. The sheriff's office says high-end vehicles were being targeted and stolen from residences from Milwaukee Mitchell International Airport using professional-grade scanning devices and cloning tools. The proceeds were then being funneled into phony LLCs before being used to purchase real estate, which was ultimately sold to launder the money. The investigation has led to 23 federal indictments. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, y'all. Milwaukee's biggest party on the lake is in full effect. And guess what? The award-winning 101.7 The Truth. You didn't fade that out. You didn't fade that. Like at 15, fade it out. But then it goes, and every time I hear that, I want to go to sleep. Every time, just close my eyes and pass out. Award-winning 101.7 The Truth has the hookup for you, so now's your chance to win a pair of Summerfest tickets and a pair of wristbands to see Ira Star live at Summerfest tomorrow. Call 833-212-1017 is the number. Caller number, no. Why are you trying to pick it? See, I got a producer trying to pick a number when it's my number. Anyway, caller number 10. At 833-212-1017 is the number right now to win the tickets and wristbands to see Ira Star live at Summerfest this Thursday. That's tomorrow. 833-212-1017 is the number. So just come on, just call. Just come on. Come on. All right? Get it? Got it? Good.
Number 5.
Well. Interesting, to say the least. We got another Supreme Court ruling, this time in Wisconsin. From JS Online, the question has lingered since the Supreme Court's Dobbs decision sent the issue to the states 3 years ago, and Wisconsin's decades-old law. Decades? It's about 100 and something years. Decades? We're going to call it decade, which y'all can't add. It's about 174, 176 years old. Put a hold, and I know they're technically right. Put on hold in December 2023. Clinics like Planned Parenthood have been providing abortions in Wisconsin for more than a year. The decision provides clarity on the 1849 statute, but the ruling doesn't prevent additional court challenges or prohibit lawmakers from passing an abortion ban in the future. Here's what we know. The case was focused on the 1848 statute and whether it bans consensual abortions, referring to a voluntary decision to end a pregnancy. Dane County Judge, Circuit Court Judge Diane Schlipper previously ruled the statute bans feticide, a non-consensual act in which somebody batters a woman to the point she loses the pregnancy. Now, that sounds like a judge that wants to make something fit what they believe. The liberal majority said lawmakers essentially repealed the statute because they passed new laws regulating abortion after 1849, such as an ultrasound requirement and 24-hour waiting period. So the question is abortion now permanently legal? Well, no. The ruling does not declare an overarching constitutional right to abortion in Wisconsin and doesn't prevent lawmakers from passing an abortion ban in the future. The legislature, as the people's representatives, remains free to change the laws with respect to abortion in the future, said Justice Rebecca Dallett, liberal, who wrote for the liberal majority. The court's conservatives dissented. Josh Call, the Democrat Attorney General, after the ruling said
The legislature should take up the issue and hear the Wisconsinites so the next generation doesn't have to deal with old laws on the books that haven't been changed. Aren't most laws in Wisconsin old laws on the books that haven't been changed? Okay. So some Republicans have floated banning abortion after 14 weeks and asked voters to weigh in via referendum, but Democratic Governor Tony Evers has pledged to veto bills that would make abortion less accessible. 14 weeks? Less accessible? That's kind of dumb. That's kind of dumb. That landscape would change depending on which party controls the state legislature and governorship in 2026. A separate case initiated by Planned Parenthood asked the state Supreme Court to recognize the constitutional right to bodily autonomy, including abortion. More than a year ago, the court asked parties to file responses, an indication that the court might hear it, but on the same day it ruled the 1849 statute, the court dismissed the second Planned Parenthood case because it now is essentially moot. Interesting. So here's the problem I have. At a media conference after the ruling, Planned Parenthood of Wisconsin Chief Strategy Officer Michelle Velasquez said the decision restores some stability for patients and providers. Stability? I'm just saying. There needs to be some reasonableness. And it scares me when people talk about, oh, you can get an abortion up to, right before they're born. What? So, yeah, that's one that scares me. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. We'll see, what's really going on.
Number 4.
This from ABC News because, at the time, all the local media didn't have anything. You know what? I'm a peek. Let me pick. Let me pick a station. I look at Fox 6. Top news stories. No Diddy. Funny. That's funny. So the Sean Combs trial reached an end with a mixed verdict. You heard he was guilty on all charges except 2, which was basically facilitating or transportation to engage in prostitution in connection with his ex-girlfriend, and guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution in connection with his ex-girlfriend who testified under the pseudonym Jane. 2 different women, 2 different charges, found guilty on those. Everything else, not guilty of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion in connection with Ventura and Jane. He was also accused of being the ringleader of an alleged enterprise that abused, threatened, and coerced women into prolonged, drug-fueled sexual orgies with male prostitutes, which he called freak-offs, and then threatened them into silence. So we'll hear from it. And then he was waiting to see whether or not he would be able to get out before his sentencing and get out on bail. And the judge has recently, within the last hour, denied him bail, citing his violence and illegal conduct in the past. And so, as I said before, that one of the reasons why they would not allow him to have bail would be for that very reason, that he actually had prior bad acts. And so they're going to hold those against him. And we'll go from there. We'll see. The judge has moved up sentencing after defense attorneys asked for more expedited sentencing. U.S. District Judge Aaron, this is the name, Subramaniam, agreed to move up the sentencing date from October. He did not set a new date for the sentencing itself. And so, yeah, that's it. So what happens in the process now? They're going to assign someone from Department of Corrections to come in and do a pre-sentencing screening, right? They're gonna look at his background and mental health and physical health and prior bad acts and talk to people and do an assessment and give it to the judge. And Sometimes they can say, yes, I think this person should get this many years. Sometimes they can say whatever, but it's going to be a recommendation. Sometimes the judge follows it. Sometimes they alter it. Sometimes they say, absolutely not. I'm doing what I'm doing. But it's going to be done. So we'll see sometime in the coming weeks. People will be talked to. People will have conversations with the folks around him. And eventually, we're gonna find out whether or not he will go to jail or do short time in probation. Maybe he'll get work release. Who knows? All things are strange.
Number 3.
This from CBS 58. 55% of Wisconsinites say Governor Evers should not seek a third term. That's according to a Marquette Law School poll that just came out today. The survey analyzes the responses of 873 registered Wisconsin voters from June 13th through the 19th of 2025 with a margin of error plus or minus 4.7 percentage points. Despite the majority of Wisconsinites not wanting Governor Tony Evers to run for a third time, he does still have a high approval from Democrats. According to the poll, 83% of Democrats want him to run for a third term compared to just 7% of Republicans. Nonetheless, he remains the most popular of the political figures in the state that we ask about. So watch this. Who else is here that's popular statewide other than the governor? If Scott Walker was governor, they'd be like, well, who do you know? Well, it's name recognition. So when you use the word popular, that means more people know about them. Does that make you popular? I think we equate popular with being positive. I would hope 83% of people, or however many, I hope the majority of people know who the governor is. But then again, we got schools around here. We never know. Those numbers are essentially flipped when it comes to President Donald Trump's approval ratings, of course. Falling along party lines, 90% of Republicans approve, 89% of Democrats disapprove, 59% of independents disapprove. Franklin said this hasn't changed much in terms of, despite not much change in approval, people are still very skeptical of tariffs and think deficits will go up. There are several policy challenges for Donald Trump, but the things that really lowered his approval in the spring, mostly tariffs, faded into the background some. Do people understand tariffs that we've always had them? It's like people say, he invented tariffs. What? Tariffs used to be higher than that. Some of them do need to be removed, though. We just did get a tariff agreement with Vietnam. And so what does that mean? Well, having a tariff agreement with Vietnam means places like Lululemon, where they get the most of their clothes made, goes down considerably. So we'll see. Biggest concern for voters when it came to the election, according to Franklin, who runs the poll for Marquette, was inflation. 55%, mostly. Most Americans, 55%, believe Donald Trump's policy proposals will likely increase inflation. Now, if you understand how the market works, it will. Inflation is going to come. Like, it's natural, it's built in the economy, it goes up somewhere in the 2%, 2.5% a year. It's just normal. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. In recent times, it was more. But because inflation happens and you have so much debt, you don't have enough money left over to pay the difference when the price goes up. So you got to be careful with that. Growing popularity has been the idea of legalizing marijuana. 67% of those polls say they want it legalized. That's up from 20%. That's up over 20% from 10 years ago. Meanwhile, legislative Democrats have said this week that Republicans are set to cut tens of millions of dollars from the University of Wisconsin system in the next 2 years. But 49% of all registered voters want the funding to stay the same. 27% want funding to increase, and 23% want it reduced. Well, they're about to give them 200, the UW system, they're about to give them 200 and something extra $1 million. So, yep. Interesting. So what do you want to do for a budget surplus? 71% of those surveys say they want to increase in aid for special education. Why are we spending so much money? I'm not saying we shouldn't spend money for special education before people freak out. Why are we spending so much money on special education when regular education is terrible? Are you planning on, or did you put enough labels on kids to say they're special ed when they're not? And now you want money? Like, I don't know. I don't know what those numbers are. I would love to see what those numbers are. 89% of people in Wisconsin are in favor of banning cell phones in schools. I would think so. Yep. Let's ban cell phones in schools. Imagine the work you could get done. Imagine the work. But I don't know if people are going to get the work done. I mean, the bottom line is it comes down to you just got to get the work done and never give up. Speaking of that, you got to realize it never pays to give up.
Number 2.
From Fox6now.com. A fugitive on the run for 17 years was located and arrested on July 1st here in Wisconsin. U.S. Marshals found Augustin Rivera Contreras at a residence in Oconomowoc. He was wanted on November 7th of 2007, arrest warrant by a U.S. district judge in Southern District of Texas for violating the conditions of supervised release. Rivera Contreras was under court-ordered supervision for aiding and abetting to possess with intent to distribute 2.06 kilograms of cocaine. Additionally, he was wanted by U.S. Immigration and Enforcement and Customs Enforcement for being an alien unlawfully present due to an order of removal. On May 9th, 2025, cold case unit submitted a collateral lead request to the Eastern District of Wisconsin. Deputy U.S. Marshals followed up on the lead and resulted in his capture. Where do you think they found him? He was out in Oconomowoc. Where do you think they found him? Like, just for giggles. Where do you think you found him? At the bar. Give me another place. You can give me 3. McDonald's, number 2, and number 3. The car wash. That's kind of racist. But anyway, they found him hiding in a house, in a closet, under a pile of clothes. So, we know an ostrich brain is like the size of a marble, probably more like a pinhead. But if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, ostriches have significantly small brains. That's why an ostrich, even with them big eyes and that beak, you know what they think? What do you know? What do ostriches do when they get scared? Anybody know what they do? They stick their head in the sand. You know why they stick their head in the sand? Because an ostrich's brain is so small that they actually think that if they can't see you, you can't see them. So they stick their head in the ground. So if you think you can hide in a closet under clothes and nobody's going to find you, like, wait, what? You've been hiding 17 years? 17 years you've been hiding, and you stick your head under some clothes in a closet, and you think they're not going to find you? See, that's part of the problem. We don't have smart criminals anymore. But then again, if you were smart, you probably wouldn't be a criminal. You know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate.
Number 1.
So, I'm kind of torn by this story. Because you know who Malik Beasley is? You know what he's known for? Well, now. Well, former Milwaukee Bucks guard Malik Beasley, who's now under federal investigation for what? Gambling. Paid a barbershop and a dentist more than $60,000 on July 2nd after both businesses sued him last September for not repaying loans. Okay, first of all, what kind of loan do you get from a barber and a dentist? Okay. Ricard Jaff of Cairo Cuts, a Milwaukee area barbershop, received $26,826.76. Hassan Al-Shahabi, a dentist at Delicate Smiles, received $34,389.70. In both cases, Beasley's wages were garnished by the Detroit Pistons, his most recent team. The Bucks declined to comment on the Milwaukee lawsuits, and Jaff also declined. Al-Shahabi didn't immediately respond to a request of an interview. Beasley's lawyer, Steve Haney, was also not available. Beasley is under federal investigation after being accused of gambling on NBA games. Okay. He's under investigation after being accused of gambling while he was with the Milwaukee Bucks 2023-2024. NBA spokesperson Mike Bass previously said in a statement to the Journal-Sentinel, "We are cooperating with the federal investigators." Of course you are, because if you don't, you'll get arrested for obstructing and do 5 years. So here's the deal. The business loaned tens of thousands of dollars to Beasley in 2024, and the Cairo Cuts lent him $15,000 on March 23rd. On April 2nd, Cairo Cuts lent Beasley $1,000, and on April 3rd, lent him another $4,000. On the 11th, he provided a loan agreement and promissory note of $30,000 to Delicate Smiles, and the company provided a $20,000 advancement. Why were you loaning him money? Like, why? Like, why were you loaning him? Like, out of all the things in the world, why would you loan a basketball player who makes $53 million a year a loan? So I figured it out. I'm probably in the wrong business. That's sad. But then again, if I made $53 million a year, I might be in debt too and under investigation because I don't know how to spend money. And those are some things that we should have learned in elementary school and high school. And we don't. Had to pass legislation. I think Jason Fields had to pass legislation to put financial training of kids in school. Like, really? But I guess they took everything else. But then we wonder why kids drive like a fool. We took away driver's ed. So I guess you can. Hey, congratulations to Eddie on being today's winner of the Ira Star giveaway. Tune in to 1017 The Truth all week as we'll be giving away wristbands. And, well, I guess I can't read that because we just gave away wristbands today and the show is tomorrow. So that's it. You're done. And this is the last weekend of Summerfest. So if you don't go, you don't get it. It's over the 5th. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, that's it. So you need to go to, check out the Summerfest website and make sure you get tickets so you can also see Ira Star because Eddie got his.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Good Karma Brands would like to send out a big congratulations to Tori Lowe. Tori recently received a proclamation from both the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. So going forward, July 5th will now be recognized as Tori Lowe Day. Tori's activism, advocacy, and hard work makes Tori more than deserving of this recognition. Tori's family at 1017 The Truth celebrate Tori for always being about that action. And we know this is just the beginning, and there is so much more to come as a result of Tori's efforts and leadership. Congratulations again, Tori.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, July 10th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Northcott Neighborhood House, located at 2460 North 6th Street, and at Garden Homes Park, located at 2600 West Atkinson Avenue. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last, and the chance to make your next career move. Your success matters, and we are here for it. Brought to you by council members Andrea Pratt and Malele A. Coggs. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Maximus, and Amplifier.
Hey everybody, it's Melanie Ricks. You all know I love supporting a local team. That's why I'm excited to tell you about UW Credit Union. They've been serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. And when I was in school, they helped me learn how to plan for my future and make my money grow. Even now, they're still always there for me when I have questions, and they'll be there for you too. So stop by any of their 13 Milwaukee area branches or visit uwcu.org to become a UW Credit Union member today, like me. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Absolutely nothing. Yeah. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again, y'all. Look out. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Listen to me. I despise.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So back to Dimitri. We get back on Dimitri on the chat. By the way, you can stream and watch us live on YouTube at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show. Or you can just go back and watch the rebroadcast and all that stuff. You can't keep running away from, who's running away from inequalities and racism? You can fix your own personal inequalities and still have to face other inequalities as an individual, as a collective. Yes, everybody does. What is your point? You keep stating the obvious. Of course. In some circles, if I'm with you or you with me, I'm at an unequal advantage just like you are. Nothing's equal. But if you keep looking and that's like watching the clock, waiting for time to pass. All right, it's 31 minutes after the hour. I'm going to sit here and wait until it gets to 35. And it's going to take forever because you're watching it. That's just me. Move around it, get rid of it. I don't do the collective thing because I don't like to get grouped into a group because it's usually negative. What's up, Quanda? How you doing? Then everybody started talking to Quanda and left me alone. Who plotted to kill the cast when they're smarter? Anyway. Some people just can't help themselves. Am I one of them? Oh. What is going on in the black community? What's happening? What's yeah. Do we care how people feel about Diddy's trial? I mean, unless you were a victim, right? And I'm tired of hearing from 50 Cent. I mean, I get it. But, you know, it's another one of those, but by the grace of God. Could have been you. Could have been me. Oh, wait, we decided not to do something wrong. Okay. My bad. We actually decided, nope, I'm not going to do something wrong. You could, but I decided not to. I'm just saying. So here's my question, 833-212-1017. Are rappers singers? And do people that have spoken word give speeches? Because we it's almost like we have to segregate ourselves in order to figure out whether or not we have a talent. A spoken word. Okay, that's called poetry. No, it's spoken word poetry. But we don't want to call. And so as generations change, we start giving things different names when it's like just the same. Like, what do we call gossip today? Anybody know what that's called? Pop culture. It's idiotic. Oh, yeah, I want to do pop culture. You listen to what you're saying. You want to be a gossip. You want to talk about other people instead of talking about yourself. So that they only listen to you because you're talking about someone else. Hey, y'all, let me tell you about X. So I saw one day, I came in. Like, really? I mean, I'm not against pop culture. I mean, what? E.T., Entertainment Tonight, has been on the air probably at least a good 30 years, 40 years, doing the same crap. The weird part about it, they keep getting young people. So I've started to notice this. As you age, you start to see people doing the ageism thing. Well, we're going to move those people out of the way. I watch the TV networks here hire people that look like the people they just replaced, only like a younger version. Well, you're getting too old and people don't want to watch you. We want younger people to watch, so we want younger people to watch younger people. The younger people that don't know anything to tell the people that don't know anything that they don't know anything? Or what? It's the same people that call gossip pop culture. Got it. Oh, you just don't understand. You're too old. No, I've seen it already. Like, we used to have people in newspapers, when they had newspapers, that actually ran gossip columns. Now, we call it a blog. Oh, they've got a really good blog. It's gossip. No, it's not gossip. It's pop culture. Oh, okay. And every day we reinvent a word and we call it something different and we pretend like it's new because the people that listen to it is younger. Okay. But it's not older people making mistakes. It's not Gen X making mistakes. It's millennials and Gen Z. What are we doing? Parents did a really bad job at helping their kids understand everything indecently and in order. Like, not everything needs to be done in excess. Like, everybody wants 1 million followers, where if you get 500, yeah, you can actually make some money. But we don't want to look at it because it won't feed our ego and help us release those endorphins that make us feel good about ourselves. Falsely. But I digress. Are rappers singers? I say no. I say no. Rappers are not singers. Of course, Sincere said, rappers are singers. It depends. Are singers rappers? Ha, 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 ha. That's dumb. I'm just kidding. SC said, I do not consider a rapper to be the same as a singer. And when you do that, don't add just my opinion. Whose else is it? Anyway, gospel music is called spiritual music. No, gospel music is not spiritual music. The spirituals, it is a part. It's a genre of gospel. Well, gospel music is a genre, so it's like a subgenre of gospel music. But gospel music is anything that sings about Jesus. Spirituals are those old songs they used to sing down in Mississippi that were based off a lot of the hymns by people like Dr. Watts and Mahalia Jackson. Mahalia Jackson sung spirituals. The Wymans sung gospel. Does that make sense? That's all. Then thought somebody complain. You're thinking about male groups. I'm all male. But women can come up with women's groups forever, and it's just okay. Well, they don't get it enough, so they get to do it all the time. I had a magazine that I used to get, and it was a phenomenal magazine. And the magazine was run by a man. And when you read the magazine, it was like 50-50 men and women. It was about business. It was about money. It was about investing and all that. And it was 50-50 men and women. They used to have a group of people they would always ask questions to, and it was always literally half and half. You go through it, you read their answers. It was half men, half women. Every now and then there was a black person, but the white guy that ran it rarely talked to black people. He only talked to mostly white people. But it was a good magazine because money is money. It's green. I don't really care who gives me the advice. If it's good, I'm taking it. So I'm looking at the magazine, and then a woman became the editor. Every single cover was a woman. Every single article was written by a woman, and every single article was about something that had to do with women. So you know what I did? Now this is a magazine. I'm an avid reader. I'm autodidactic. You know what that means? I like to teach myself a lot of stuff when I don't know about it. I actually canceled my subscription. I had a 5-year subscription. I said, I want this magazine so much that I'm not going to auto-renew it. I'm going to pay for 5 years. I'm in like year 2.5. I canceled it. I said, this is ridiculous. Oh, you're sexist. No, I'm not sexist. I want balance. That's all I ask for. It's like when you drive a car, right? You keep your car on your side of the road. They keep their car on their side of the road. And then everything is balanced. Speaking of, with 1017 The Truth traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Well, there's a crash now on the ramp from Greenfield Avenue to 894 northbound, so heads up with that. On the southbound side, we do have delays from Greenfield Avenue all the way down through the Hale interchange onto 894 eastbound. Northbound 43, we've got backups from Fond du Lac Avenue pretty much all the way up past Hampton. On the southbound side, we've got delays from North Avenue down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Also, we have a crash on the ramp from Howard Avenue to 4394 northbound. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Isolated showers and storms. Partly cloudy, otherwise a low of 67. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, warm with a slight chance for a thunderstorm. A high of 83 at the lake, 88 inland. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It's the Tsunami Express Car Wash 4th of July sale spectacular. Get 50% off any car wash now through July 6th. That's a long-lasting clean starting at just $5. With free vacuums, mat cleaners, and detailing tools, they make it easy to reset your ride inside and out. No stress, no mess, just a fresh, satisfying clean that fits right into your summer plans. Again, that's 50% off any car wash only through July 6th at Tsunami Express. Find your nearest location at tsunamiexpress.com.
At We Energies, we're committed to building a bright, sustainable energy future. We're investing in clean energy projects like solar, wind, and battery storage. As a leader in the decarbonization effort, our goal is to achieve net zero carbon emissions from our generation fleet by 2050. It's part of our plan to provide the affordable, reliable, and clean energy you depend on. Learn more at WeEnergies.com. We Energies, people you can trust, energy you can depend on. This message was paid for by the stockholders of WEC Energy Group.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin' and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneim. A busy start to free agency for the Milwaukee Bucks, one that saw them land Miles Turner on a 4-year, $107 million deal, at the same time waiving guard Damian Lillard. WTMJ's Justin Garcia looks at the reshaping Milwaukee has done early in the offseason.
You've seemingly overnight kind of reshaped this team while still having most of your group from last year, but you've gotten younger and more flexible.
The Bucks also sending Pat Connaughton in a trade to the Charlotte Hornets. Over to baseball, where the Milwaukee Brewers will play a doubleheader in New York against the Mets. Freddie Peralta and Jacob Mizorowski expected to get the starts for the Brew Crew. As it stands coming into today, the Brewers 10 games over 500 and 2.5 back in the NL Central Division. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Miles said, did Dr. Ken say Eddie won? Which Eddie? Well, I'm not going to say the last name. It's none of your business. Y'all be fighting. Hey, give me them tickets. Eddie win. Walk out the house. Hey, give me them tickets. I just got robbed. That would be fun. No, let me stop. Let me stop. Dun, 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 dun. How about they call you auntie or uncle if you're over 30? Unc? Over 30? Like, I never thought 30 was old or 40 was old, right? I didn't. And the reason I didn't is because when I was younger, I understood that everybody's going to get there and that you have to plan on doing something today so that you can actually get there. And I don't know if people like actually realize or understand that. Everything you do today is going to impact your tomorrow. Everything. Interesting. It depends. Are singers rappers? I think you can sing it. I know some singers that can rap, but I don't know if rappers can sing per se. Some of them try. They're just not good at it. It's an art form, right? That's like saying rapping and like I know some pure rappers, and then I know some people that do hip hop. And I know everybody argues, hip hop covers everything. It really doesn't. Because when you sit and watch the evolution, people think house music started in New York when it started in Detroit. Not Detroit, Chicago. Duh. All those types of things. Tell second graders you're 40 and they will think you're ancient. Yeah, because second graders are like, what, 7? Of course they would. Of course they would. Wouldn't you? But I didn't. And so you realize as you get older, what happened to those people? Like, what happened to those teachers of mine that treated me so cruelly? What happened to, all those people who were nice to me and helped me out? Right? So it could change. But no. You know what they call Drake, right? The whiner from Canada. The whiner. Yeah. Michael Jackson can sing. Okay, so who was better, Michael Jackson or Prince? You have to give it to Michael Jackson. Like, overall. Killed it. The music writing, the everything. I mean, the producing, the directing, the everything. He just killed it. And I'm glad Jason ain't here because he heard me talk about Michael Jackson. Oh, I love him. My favorite. He's the best. He's one of the best. But I would say Michael Jackson is probably the greatest entertainer. I think Michael Jackson is better than Elvis Presley. By far. Like, kills it. I never liked Elvis. I was never into Elvis. Anything Elvis Presley ever sung. Of course, we had to sit and watch those idiotic black and white movies because that's the only thing my mother would actually watch. I hate it.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 1017 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Health starts early. Outreach's Healthy Starts, Healthy Hearts will bring together experts to help you shape your child's lifelong physical and mental well-being. Whether you're an expectant parent or provider, this event is for you. The event is free at our Capitol Drive location and open to all families. Call 414-727-6320 to register today. That's 414-727-6320. Outreach. Healthcare with heart.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Summer in Milwaukee is nonstop. Festivals, live music, and fresh city vibes fill the season you already know. From world-famous cultural celebrations to hidden gem street fairs, every neighborhood is a stage, alive with handcrafted traditions, homegrown talent, and world-class entertainment. Music, flavor, culture, whenever you visit, the Cream City is ready to celebrate. This summer, don't just visit. Make sure you experience Milwaukee, the city of festivals.
So I'm reading the talking text line. So, not really a city girl say Prince was a real definition of a sexy man. You like it really short, don't you? Interesting. Wearing stack heels, so he could be equal to the average guy. Like, really? Okay. Somebody said Michael Jackson was recently reincarnated. His name is YN Michael Jackson. Okay, bye. Y'all crazy. Y'all having a great time. Hey, thanks for hanging with me on the talking text line, SC and Mao and all y'all. Have a great evening. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The analysis will be rolling in this evening, and then you'll have some Tory Lowe and all of us throughout the night. So back in 22 hours. Remember, we off Friday, so if you don't make it Thursday, Pop Off Friday on Thursday is tomorrow. So make sure you're here. Thank you, X. Appreciate you. Hey, y'all. God bless. Take care. Be safe. It's supposed to rain tonight. Be careful. Take it easy. I'm out.
Quiet.